welcome to Candid with Candy. Of course, I'm your host, V Candy Majlamini. We want to welcome our new subscribers. We just hit 30,000. Thank you so much for doing the right thing by subscribing. Welcome to the channel. And if you're just bumping into our channel, do the right thing. Hey, subscribe. And when you have subscribed, we are already quoting. Take the next step, right? And press the notification bell so that when we drop content, you won't miss a thing. I'm super stoked about the guest that we have today because I've been pursuing her for a minute. And she finally said yes to the call to be on Candid. She is a businesswoman. She is a mother. She is a wife. Some know her, or most people know her as my Chivayo. Sonja.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here today.
It's so good to have you. You're so pretty. You're beautiful in person even.
Stop. No, thank you. Thank you. And really thank you for giving me the courage to finally do this. Kind of step out of my, when you're using your phone, a lot of the time you can just say what you want and be confident. But this is like the next level, So thank you for the opportunity. And also thank you for thinking of me, You won't be thinking that you're anything out there, just someone on, social media. And then someone's like, no, actually people want to hear what you have to say.
Girl, you have a story to tell. I've been following and you have a whole lot of things to say.
I have a lot.
Which is good.
Yes, I do. Funny enough, I was in the supermarket, and then this lady came up to me and she was talking to me, and I was like, yeah, I'm 30. And she was like, what? And I was like, yes. All the drama that's been going in my life, they're in my 20s. I was a baby.
Oh, no.
I was a baby. Yeah.
When did you get married?
I was about 25, thereabout. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So I'm actually, our anniversary's in July, and that'll be 6 years.
You were young. You got married at 25.
I got knocked up at 24, something like that. And then had my baby when I was 25. Yeah.
Was that the plan? Was that the plan? When I'm done with school, I want to get married to a, rich man.
A rich nigga. Do you know what? It's so, when I tell the story, people always think it's fabricated. But the truth is, I met him when I was 17. So even when I got back after uni at 23, 24, he was just someone I knew. And I had no idea who he'd become in the couple of years apart. I wasn't living in Zim. I wasn't aware of all these tenders and all these things. He was just Wicknell.
The tenders and things.
All the tenors. And I wasn't aware. He was just Wicknell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you know my husband or have met him in person, you'd know he's actually very quiet. Yes. He's actually shy. He's actually just someone who's inside his head. Much like my son. Yeah. So for me, it was just Wicknell. He wasn't this Mingo or this social media person.
Oh, so you were not after that. It was just a person.
I didn't even know it was there. You know what I mean? I regret now that I've been married, about to be sick. I wish I'd known what, I should have been doing at the time. Maybe I should have asked for flights and for jewelry and things. I was
to chow the money.
I should have chowed, I really, but I just knew him. He was just a guy I knew.
Here we are, and we're happy.
6 years later.
2 kids later. We were good.
6 years later with that man.
Honey, you've been married for 6 years.
I've been married 6 years in July.
Wow.
I know.
So you have passed the 5-year mark. They say that's the most difficult thing.
It is.
Then you're good.
But you know what? Funny enough, I actually want to say I do think our marriage has kind of not plateaued. Before it was 6 years. But now,
Yes.
You develop selective hearing. Some things don't faze you. After 5 years, give it 5 years. Let's encourage the youth. Give it 5 years.
Then you graduate to the next.
After 5 years, it is unbearable. Leave. Yeah. Give it 5 years.
Okay. So let's talk about you, Sonja.
Yes, me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you went to school where? You have a beautiful accent.
Thank
you sound American.
Thank you.
Not forced.
Well, I don't know if I should be saying thank you. But
I'm saying, it is.
Thanks for the accent.
Is this from uni, from school, from how you were socialized? It's from where?
So background on me is when I was 14, I actually moved to the Middle East. So I grew up in Kuwait. My dad was a lecturer there. So I moved to Kuwait when I was 14. And then straight after Kuwait, I moved to Scotland. So all my high school years, most of them, I was in an international school. So people who've been to international schools know there's an international school accent. And that's what it is. Sounds kind of American, but it's kind of a little bit of everything everywhere. So that's the background. And then after Scotland, that's when I came back. So I came back to Zim when I was about 23.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
from 14 to
Yeah,
23,
I
you
was
were
out.
around the
I
world.
was out. I didn't know any. I was out, babes.
How was that experience for you? And how did you then get to be in touch, with home? Or do you have parts of you that are,
Do you know what? I mean, I think
Zimbabwean?
the fundamental years I was here up until 13. And then I'm really grateful for my kind of background because I think it's made me kind of like a worldly person. I grew up in a completely Muslim country. I'm very open-minded. You pick up bits and pieces everywhere and you just realize that, like for instance, when we first moved to Kuwait, religion was something I really struggled with because I grew up very Christian, went to like Anglican church. And then when we went to the Middle East, it was all Islam and it was like so weird. And then my dad was like, well, religion is geographic. If you were born in Kuwait, you would have been like a Muslim. So
Okay.
that's the world. And so I do have kind of like, I think a good grasp on just accepting different cultures and people. And then I think when I came back to Zim, when I came back older was probably what was more shocking and harder to like reintegrate into because I think things had changed.
Yes. Yeah.
I think they changed.
Okay. So then when it comes to just your core values, where were you shaped more? Is it Kuwait? Is it Scotland? Or you were just picking up different pieces of everything?
I think picking up different pieces, but I think my mom kind of did the fundamental work when I was younger. And I think now also coming back, my values have actually changed as I've grown. So I also think that's it. I'm not kind of like set in one way, but I do have like my fundamentals and my foundation, which probably were formed when I was younger, before I turned like 10 or 11, because my mom was strict.
Oh, very strict growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. In what ways? Like kujita basa?
Yes.
Or, just different things? Because you're a great cook. Is it
Cook,
from mom?
clean, everything. Like my mom was not picking up anything if you were around. Like, yeah.
Because I'm not showing him salad, but then you can, you can do the
cook and
things.
I clean, but don't get me wrong. Like I'm not gonna be like the cleaning. My husband will be like clean. No, but like yeah. I mean, if I really have to, then yeah, I can. But I basic, and I went to Chizzy when I was younger, so I can crochet, I can sew. I'm like your proper housewife.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Because looking at you like face value and then also hearing you talk, a person would think, oh, okay, those girls, can't
I wish
really
I was
do
a slave,
things.
but
Like,
I'm not.
stereotype. Yeah. Well, you're not a slave.
I'm not. I wish I want to be a slave. I want to do it.
Okay.
No, but I'm actually like really like Susie, homemaker, domestic, like make Play-Doh from scratch with my kids. Like
Wow.
basics is like entry level.
Interesting, hey? Interesting,
Yeah.
because when you look at people, sometimes you just assume,
I think
looking
everyone
at
posts
yes.
beautiful pictures of themselves, which they should. But yeah, I mean, when I get home, the wig's coming off, the lashes too. These are stick-ons. I only do individuals, but like yeah, I'm back to being my Junso. You know what I mean?
My John.
Yeah.
And you've been open about John.
And it's autism. And just trying to
Autism,
really
yes.
raise awareness on that. I think for me, because I was on a show recently where they were talking about social media, and I think I said to myself, this was something that I wanted to do, but the right way, because obviously it's really my son's story to tell. It's not mine to like get fame or like awareness from.
Yes.
But I was also, taken aback by the number of women, honestly, who message me and are suicidal because their kids have autism or don't know what to do. I mean, so many parents are struggling with this issue and there's no awareness of it. There's no like, we wish there was like a package that we just get in, like it's just at the pack, you know what I mean? So I said to myself, well, remember my son was out on social media when I was having those scandals. So I just said to myself, well, maybe that's what God wanted me to talk about. Maybe God wanted
So you're not the one who initiated the conversation first when he came out?
No, remember.
It was Tete.
It was Tete, yeah.
How's Tete? We'll go back to John, but then how's the relationship with Tete now?
I don't know her, to be honest. And I'm not saying that to be funny, but like I've never actually met her. So I can't tell you if she's tall, short. She's always been in the States, even when I got married.
Oh, really? But then that's your husband's sister?
Yes.
You've never met her, but you've been to America, right?
I've been to America, but not to see her. No. Well, I mean, like we were going to on holiday. Like
yes, but why not then? Just make the conversation and reach out. Like, is the relationship
we
that
can't force relationships? It's a weird thing, and I think because I'm in it, I say it so matter of factly, right? So people always like, but But I also think, she has her right to have her feelings and her thoughts and her reservations.
Yeah.
The same way I have my, right to have my reservations as well. So I think you've just respectfully respected that there's just nothing there to really work on right now.
Oh, really? For people who've never met, it's actually weird, right?
It becomes weird, doesn't it? It does. It does. It does.
Like,
But I really actually also
where
wanted
is
to
the
get that
resentment
point.
from?
I wouldn't know. But I really also wanted that point to come out that I've actually never met her.
Oh, that's so weird. Because I thought like you guys met and then you stepped on each other's toes and, something happened.
No, but I mean, obviously she's got like her opinions of me that have maybe come from Zimbabwe. But I've never met her. I don't have opinions on her because I don't know her. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But with mom, I'm so sorry also
Yeah.
about the passing on of mom, your mother-in-law. Were you good?
We had a working relationship.
Okay.
We were working on it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I was perfect. I think now that she's late, there are a lot of things that I regret. A lot of things that maybe I feel like, my husband would always just be like, just do this, you lose nothing. And maybe I was so in this whole, like, I'm fighting for myself, I'm fighting for my stake. And it's like, well, and then what? You know what I mean? I wish I'd been a better daughter-in-law to her.
Wow.
Although I wasn't like terrible, but like I wish I think when someone dies, it's like everything just kind of like stops, and it's like, but you had all this energy, and you had like your armor, and you're always on fight mode. But it's like, but
yes,
now what? You know what I mean? Now there's a bit of a void, and my kids do grow up without her, and now I guess a part of me kind of feels like, well, maybe had I actually just been more willing to forego some of the things, maybe I wouldn't have died. Actually, the truth is that I would not have died.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and it's
mature
good
enough
that you
to say that.
It's good that you actually admit it.
Yeah.
Yes, that you also see that there are parts of you or there are things that you were doing that you could have done better that time.
Yeah, I could have bit my tongue more. I can always say there are a lot of things I now think of and say.
Was it age or just ego?
With me?
Yes.
You know what it is? I think I didn't, and it sounds so crazy when I say this to people, but I didn't know what I was marrying into. You know what I mean? I think, and this is also something I'm really passionate about. This is really why I want to talk about it, especially when it comes to young girls. Everyone always wants to marry a mbinga or like a, well-to-do man and that guy and all that.
Of course,
but it comes with a lot. I come from a family of 4 girls. I don't have a brother. You know what I mean? And Wick is like the only son out of 7. Girl.
Oh,
like,
girls.
Yeah, 6 titties. Yeah, I've got 6.
6 titties.
Yes.
Okay.
He's the only boy. He's like the msukuru, like he's got a lot of hats that he wears. And to be honest, it comes with a certain like responsibility. And I think unfortunately I was really young. I didn't know what that was about. I didn't know what was expected of me.
You thought you were just
I thought I was just meeting Wicknell. I was just
Yeah.
meeting him. But unfortunately, that's what these men do. They don't quite they let you like peek through the door. Then when they marry you, they're like, Chipinda, come in.
Come in.
They're like, wait, but there's no space in here. Like, why are we so many? You know what I mean? But like, that was it. And this is something I really do want to like highlight, especially to young girls. It's there's a lot more that comes with it. That's what I'm saying. Maybe now that I'm 30,
that it's beyond the money. It's
beyond the money. He's a
beyond
person.
love.
He's a family unit. He's a community. He's from a village. He's from people. He's from people.
Okay. What do you wish you knew then that you know now? Or also your advice to those who are not married yet? Because people obsess, about getting married. Yeah. Especially to a well-to-do man. It's a big thing. It's a big thing.
And it's important. I would always say money, that it makes life easier.
Yes.
So where you can
and it's better to crack in a Lamborghini than
girl, it's better to cry with a man that you can call when you're not well and know he will make a plan. Okay, so I would always say, I'm not gonna like come out here and say, oh, marry for money. No, but I would say marry someone when they're ready to take care of you. Maybe that's the better way of wording it. And to answer your question about what I wish I knew when I was like 24, 25, I wish I just knew like the world was it wasn't all about me. And it's also hard because if you think about men like that, like you're actually putting him in the middle a lot, and he's being pulled by this person and that. And, there are a lot of things you need to think about when you're getting married. I mean, look at the man, look at his family structure, look at, his job, his dependencies, because sometimes it's not just his mom. I mean, some guys are taking their sisters to school. Some guys are taking the whole clan to school.
Yeah, the breadwinner of the family.
So you're married to the breadwinner, but everyone's eating that bread. Everyone's eating that bread. Yes. And not say that's my situation, but I'm just saying, like, and don't get me wrong, he's very responsible, very, very responsible. But I'm just saying that you think I'm marrying the man, but you're marrying the community, like the whole village.
I guess with every marriage, I've heard people say
Mhm.
that when you're marrying someone, you're also marrying, the whole package
But you
behind
are.
it. Yeah.
You are.
Baggage or package.
I
Yes.
wish, to be honest, and he's gonna be like, really? I wish I'd listened to my husband more when I was younger.
Oh, really?
I do. I do.
Wow.
I do.
Why do you say that?
Because he used to tell me, like, accept the apology that never comes. You don't lose anything. You don't gain anything from fighting all the time. And I think, although people would think I'm very defiant, like on my page, people think like, no, but I actually want to be like, no, ladies, sometimes listen to somebody. He knows his relatives better than you. And sometimes the advice he's giving you is from experience. And, I'm listening to myself saying this. Oh my God.
Is this me saying this?
Imagine. But I wish I'd listened to him more. I wish I do.
This is you speaking from experience.
From my experience.
From your own experience.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. My own experience.
Okay.
Mm.
And you also took, social media by storm that time.
Yes.
When you were bleaching his
His
stuff.
clothes, yeah.
Do you regret that? Oh, did he
He
post it?
posted. I didn't post it. I knew what I was doing.
Okay.
And I sent the video clip to him. Do I regret that? Listen, I think what I will say is, be careful what you put out there. I don't want young girls to think that that's the correct way to deal with issues. I know what I did it. But
don't do it.
But that's a me and him issue. It wasn't a me and the whole world issue. You know what I mean? I was like, I really want to irritate him. I know.
No, you did it, but girl.
You know what I mean? I did. And listen, and is it my proudest moment? No. But I still get joy. I'm honest. But he also listen.
But he was hurt. That's why he
was
posted it.
broken. He was angry, and that's why I knew it. I was like, it's either the cars or the shoes. I was like the cars, shoes, or the clothes. I was like, which one is it? My mind was going so fast. I was like, I can't keep the car because I use the car sometimes. And I was like, and that's a bit played. You know what I mean? And at that time, listen, and this is the first time I think I really opened up about things like this. My son was at his peak. When we were being bombed on social media like that. And then my son's going through his own issues. Then he's out with autism. And I'm here just trying to contain the situation with my son. Forget social media. My son's going through what he's going through. And Wick is in Joburg. I'm calling.
Oh, bro, come back.
Bro, this was not in the fine print in the marital contract between us that I have to deal with this type of stuff. And he was away, and I guess he was doing what he needed to do to make money for our family. And I was like, nah.
Breaking point.
I even so asked the maid to go buy another bottle. I did, and I'm not proud. And I went to the eatery. I'm not proud of myself. And I think even young girls, they have way better ways to deal with issues. And in marriage, it's not my proudest moment.
Okay. But you did it.
I did it.
Yes.
And I own it. I do. I own it.
At some point, did you think that you guys were going to go your separate ways?
It was the darkest period of my marriage. I think because before it was me being attacked on a tete, right? Then in that moment, I was like, but you too? No. I was like, oh, now you posted me too? I was just...
who's on my side?
I was on an island just with my 2 kids. You know what I mean? Okay, Jojo, just we're going to get through this. You know what I mean?
And how did you go through that? Now your story is out. Now Jojo is out. Your marriage, everything is out there.
And it was really
analyzing, attacking different things.
It was really open. To be honest, it sounds so weird, but when that incident happened, what happened was a domestic issue was taken, right? And then it was put on a big spot under the spotlight, right? And funny enough, I had so many people reach out to me because so many people were going through their own little, tornadoes.
You too?
Yeah, so for now, people were like, I can tell, because things at their house are really bad. So my situation's not that bad. And funny enough, I made so many friends in that period. I met people who told me real life advice, and people who were really kind. You know what I mean? And I think in that moment, a lot of women finally saw me as a wife, although it's really weird. Before I was just married to the rich guy.
The slave queen. Married to the rich guy.
Then they're like, no, she's actually one of us.
She goes through
the emotions. You know what I mean? And then, as I said, a lot of women reached out to me. Contrary to what you think, a lot of women like, yeah, I also have the problem. I don't, and then this, like my DMs were just going on fire. But obviously at the time, that's not really what I wanted, because I wanted to like get what I was getting. I'm like, I want you to understand how I'm
Did you
feeling.
clap back your Tete and Wicknell?
No,
Like,
I've never clapped. I don't know her. So clap
Oh,
back
you've
to
never
her.
said anything. Are you
No.
serious? Even stories, like, did you not post stories?
I think at most, no. I don't know her, so I can't really.
Oh, okay.
And that was like what I was advised to do at the time. And also I think it was okay. Because
So you had to bite your tongue.
Not
like,
bite my tongue. I don't know this babe, yeah? And on top of
nothing
that,
to bite.
it's like, she's not part of my story with my husband or my kids.
But then she is your
Yeah.
husband's, your sister.
Yeah, but they have a relationship between the two.
Are they
of them.
good?
I don't know. I hope so.
Oh, okay.
We don't talk about.
Do you think of making peace with her at some point and burying the hatchet and stuff?
If you
At
were
some
going to ask me that question in 5 years from now, I would say, I wish I just listened to myself.
Yes.
So I'm going to say what the 5 years from me now, the 35-year-old Sonja would say, which was, Queen Bee, family is everything. I get along really well with my sisters. Like, we have our fights and everything, but family is everything. And I'd also want my husband to have his family. That's the truth. I don't want my husband to be isolated, and we're still because of me, because he's married to me. No, if they're gonna have problems, let them have, sibling problems, not because of who.
Because of
No. To
yeah.
be honest, I'm mature enough to say I want my husband to have the relationship.
Were they not happy with his choice?
Yeah, I don't think I was the one.
Why? Are they reasons?
I think that's maybe their story and maybe what they think. Because as I said, I don't know. They've never written me a message and been like, "We don't like you." Okay, let me give you a good example. That teacher in the States has never messaged me my whole life. I don't have a number.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's like, when you're almost like fighting with like this boogeyman under the chair, you're like, who is this boogeyman? Like, who is this boogeyman so loud? Boogeyman wheels on. I mean, like, that's what we have going on. I don't have a number. I've never had a number. We've never even said, "Hi, how are you?"
That's weird. Oh, but then you talk to the other sisters.
I know of two.
Oh, okay.
Because he's got a lot, and a lot of them are all over the world.
All right. But then there was also talk you were using Fuwida, like love potion on him. Was there that talk too?
I've been accused of doing everything and anything.
Yeah. Did you do that?
Love potion, I don't know. I mean, if he loved me, he wouldn't have posted me on social media, right? Like that.
Yeah.
If the potions were working right.
Oh, okay. Oh, if the
I mean,
if the potions are working right.
If I had them and they were a thing, no. But don't get me wrong. Like we go Kumaso, we do get prayers for our marriage. We do. There are times when he comes back and he's pushing for our marriage. There are times when I come back and I'm pushing for my marriage. And I'm going to be honest enough to say, I think if you're a wife and you want your marriage, you have to do what you have to do to keep your marriage. And, if that's what you want. And if there's value in that. So, yeah.
Okay. So from Anglican to marrying Wicknell and then now Madzmai Sonja. I've seen your pictures. Gemens.
Yes. To be
Sonja.
honest. To be honest,
yes,
not as much as I should. I'm being honest, but we have a lot of prayers at the house. Okay. And also remember my kids go to school on Fridays. I'll be doing school run and things like that. And he goes to church primarily Fridays. And I think in the beginning of the marriage, we tried to do that, but I just think it just didn't happen because I was working as well. And then I had young kids and just didn't work. But I mean, listen, I think his church is great. I think it's really helped my husband through a lot of issues. It's helped my marriage. It's really been a cornerstone in my marriage. So I think it's a great church. I think if people want to join it, they should. And life.
Join what?
Chishan.
Chishan.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I do. I actually really encourage people to go. People call me up and be like, "Yo, can I have a number?" I'm like, "Sure, sis." Anybody, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. No, interesting. Now let's talk about John. Mm-hmm. Well done for you also actually really opening up about that side of your life where it's not just perfection. It's not just the holidays, but then it's real life, what people are going through. Mm-hmm. And when did you discover that he was autistic?
It was like 18 months. We were in Mauritius, and I was really I always say, I have a sister who's based in South Africa. She's like John's angel. She's the one who noticed that he was really regressing. So a lot of time with autism, the kids don't like eye contact to be touched, or they don't respond to their name. So just that week we were in Mauritius with them, she was like, your son's really like distant and really like removed. And she was like, I think you guys should go and get the assessments. And at the time I was kind of like, well, that's a bit heavy for breakfast. Like,
what are you saying about my son?
Like, no, and not in a bad way, but I was like, yeah, but that's like, and I think it's like someone, it's like an iron stone on your heart, because it's like, I don't want that for my son. I don't want that for me, you know. Then we came back, and you know, I said to myself, wow, I can be in my own emotions, but the truth of the matter is, it's not even my story, it's him. So I need to do what's best for him. And then we started our journey on getting all the assessments done, the speech therapies, the occupational therapies. So even that time when we had that JIC incident, I was being told my son couldn't come back to a school because of his behavior in school. When I say I was going through my own issues, I was really going through my own issues.
And we never know those parts.
You don't.
Yes.
You just before the links, you like, but like someone's life could be like falling apart, you know. Really falling apart. And I was like, it was a big moment for me. But I'm also gonna say, my son has taught me so many things. He's just taught me like that God is real. He's taught me that, you know, anything you apply your mind to, you see a result. I mean, my son is doing really good. He's like, if you meet him now, you wouldn't even know.
Is he going to a different school? You had to put him to a different school?
Yeah, he had to go to a different school. So he went to Strive Academy, which is for autistic kids.
Okay.
An amazing teacher called Tracy there. And like, even the school he was at babysat. So now he's kind of back at that old school whilst we wait for like his grade 1 school. But everyone held my hand. Like, you know, when God pretty much put me in the hands of the correct people at that time. And I mean, it was a lot of tears in offices and schools. And I was like, I'm that mom, let's go cry again. What's he done this time? And can't we work it out? And can't you give him another shot?
Like, what will he be doing if a child is autistic? Like, what will be happening?
Signs would be like this. I mean, some kids in severe incidences, they don't like bright colors. And you know, creche, I mean, it's red, yellow, green. Yes. So all those things overstimulate them. Sometimes you want to do numbers. They don't want to be in the classroom. They want to be outside. Sometimes they can be a bit violent. Sometimes they're breaking things because they can't articulate themselves. So a lot of the time, their like tantrums or breakouts are because they're frustrated because you're not getting what I need you to get right now. You know, so those were the things that were happening at the school, and obviously they've got all these other kids that they need to tend to. So good schools will tell you, and I really want moms to think, a good school will tell you, mom, that your son or your daughter needs to leave and go to the right school where they're going to get help.
Okay.
Because that's what you need to do. If you have an autistic kid, you need to put them in a situation that they're going to do their best in, and their best being around specialists who know how to get everything that they need to get out.
Taking them through the paces and just being patient with them as well. You're saying that it taught you to be patient as a person, that you always wanted to have things your way.
I was like John. I was an overachiever in school, you know, contrary to my life now. You know, I was deputy head girl at Chizzy, deputy head girl in Kuwait. I mean, I went to Scotland. I had my things going on for me. I played a lot of sport. I was, you know, I had friends, and everything just kind of flowed in life. Then when I had my son, and I said, I'm from a family of girls. First and foremost, my son is the only grandson in my mom's family. You know what I mean? So all my sisters have girls. So then I have this boy who nobody really knows what to do with. And then now he's got this condition, and no one knows what it is and how it happens, and, you know, how to get through it. And then I really had to say, okay, crap, you know, the light's on me, the spotlight's on me, because he's my child. So I'm the one who has to get him through this, whatever that might be, you know. And for me, maybe I had dreams that he was going to be like, you know, Mr. Popular, Mr. This.
But he can still be.
Definitely.
Yes.
But I needed to get to a point where in my mind, I told myself that. And I'm really lucky because my son is on the really intelligent side and scale. So really intelligent. Good. He's always like playing with things and engineering things. So I got really lucky that my son is probably one of those people who we're going to read about has done something really phenomenal.
Wow. Do you have names of famous autistic people who have, you know, done well?
That I follow? No.
Yes.
I just know like their stories, but maybe not their names. But obviously, if you follow a lot of websites on Instagram, a lot of like groups on Instagram, there are lots of people whose stories you can hear. I mean, not everyone's going to be like an astronaut, but there are people who are doctors, who are lawyers, you know, who've gotten through life,
defying the odds. Yeah, so we wish that for John as well. And thank you for sharing your story. And
No,
for,
I mean,
you can
for
actually
him.
follow her as well on YouTube and just
Yes,
follow the
follow me on
story.
YouTube, King Yaya. I really try to take parents through the emotional as well as the therapeutical side of autism. I think it's important because I didn't have anyone I could follow. I didn't have anyone I could, take reference from. So for me, that was also important that, okay, listen, I'm willing to do that. It was already out anyway, and it wasn't something I felt like I wanted to hide anyway because that's my son. So I was like, I can do that. And if I tell you the number of people post that post,
Wow.
who DM me, who message me, and the surprising thing is a lot of them are men. A lot of men are like, oh, I saw your video about autism, my son as well, or oh, I really, appreciate this video. I mean, some men were writing such sweet messages about how. And like this one man, I think in the UK, was like, listen, both my boys are autistic, but they're like they're my world, and I do this and I do this, and I just thought it was so beautiful because all of a sudden now there's a little community of us, right, and we're all sharing our knowledge, which is really the most important thing. So even in starting this page, a lot of it was just to help people have information. I mean, there are moms who are relocating because they need to get their kids
the best
right
education.
care. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Which is good, for you to then, just be the window where people can also open up and talk about these issues that are normally swept under the carpet. And
people don't want to talk about it.
No one is really talking about it. Yeah.
But funny enough, after the autism thing, there were moms whose kids are like albino who were messaging me, kids who's, were had other type of conditions, who are like, we don't have someone where we can go and let off our frustrations and our, no one says these things, it's not easy, but you have to do it.
And well done for that. Well done for that, Sonja. And then you have also Minana, 14 months apart. Girl. Yes.
Busy.
Very busy. Talk to us about, was that intentional?
You know what?
Yes.
I think at the time when I had my son, he was just, a baby boy. And then, to be honest, I just didn't get back on contraception. And then I just got pregnant. Yeah. I don't want to lie and say it was anything that was really planned. But my husband really also did want kids quite close to each other. He comes from a big family, and also he's 12 years older than me. So Minana came, and I also really say she's also a blessing because, I mean, she's shown me a completely different side to motherhood. And I think the part of me that still kind of wanted to be that mom whose daughter does this, and goes to this school. So I get to live that through Minana.
Yeah.
She got into
I can't
school
wait to have a girl.
You should. They're really a lot, but they're really lovely.
Wow. And how hectic was it? You have little John.
That's what I'm saying, guys.
And then
I was
now
young
you have
and
Minana.
I was going through it with these two little people looking up at me, and I had no solution or answers to tell them. I was just like, right now we're hated little babies, but it's okay.
Right now what?
We're hated, but it's okay. We'll get through this.
Just you and me, my babies.
And I've been really lucky. Like, I mean, my kids are great. And
they're so adorable. They're so adorable.
I really mean it from the bottom of my heart. Like, my kids, they although they irritate me, they really, like, there are times when we just laugh. I mean, my son's in this, like, I don't know where he's picking up these, like, soft mannerisms. So, like, if you were having a moment where, like, I'm telling them, I'm like, John, da, 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 he'll, like, stroke my arm and be like, it's okay, honey. And then he'll just kiss my arm and be like,
okay. Then after that, you have to chill.
You actually, you take a pause and you laugh. And then if you were about to get to 100, well, you'll stop at like 40. You know what I mean? Like, it won't be.
Oh, wow. But it must have been hectic that time.
It was.
It's
not easy.
It sounds like a lot, eh?
Yeah, it's not easy. But at the same time, there are like some moments where there's a lot of overlap. So it's almost like we're just doing Pampers for now. And then, like, even this Minana, we've probably potty trained her early because John was getting potty trained and all that stuff. So there are some pockets that are made easier. And then it's also quite sweet when you see them grow up because, like, they always have each other. And that's lovely, I think.
Wow.
I've got a big gap between me and my sister, older than me and younger than me. So I kind of was like...
So you're the middle child?
I am a middle child.
Oh, okay.
So for me, I mean, for them, I'm really happy that they have each other. And I think it's also helped John, like, boost his confidence. And
as the big brother.
Yeah. And also, Minana is probably the kind of child who you can put in a room with any type of child and she just kind of gets on with it. Like, she's so mature. Like,
what personality does she have?
Everybody loves to say me, but Minana is a Gandami girl. They're both Shivu people.
That's Wicknell.
They are Shivu types. Those two.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to claim, but don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't think it's my personality, but it's the personality that my daughter has. I mean, she's very much free spirited, and she just that she just
you're that person.
owns her stake, and that's what I want for my daughter, to own her stake.
Iwo kumushende kuphi?
Chiweshe.
Chiweshe. Like muthupo ichi?
Moyo ndicho.
Moyo. For vasikana nonzi?
Mamoyo.
Mamoyo.
I'm a princess.
Oh wow. My grandmother is a Mamoyo.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh beautiful. And I'm a princess.
Oh yeah.
I also love your hustle game. It's strong because normally for someone who's married to a Mbinga, you can't just be just chilling and showering the money and enjoying life, but then you push. Hey, well done on that. You're an entrepreneur and you're in the food business. How's that going?
To be honest, I mean, I do want to address that point. As I said, I really want to speak to young girls. I mean, just because you're married to a man with money doesn't mean you can't do you. You know what I mean? It's actually harder when you're married to a man with money, because think about it. When you go to work and you have like an entry-level job, but you're parking a car better than your manager. And I mean, every weekend, Bay is like, let's go to Joburg. You will eventually leave employment. You will eventually leave employment. So for me, I was lucky that I guess, and I think a lot of men in those positions, they don't want their wives to work for anybody else, because they're calling shots and telling other people what to do. So they don't want to think that someone in the world, someone's telling my wife what to do. So a lot of us are then kind of put in the situation where, you are home, but I mean, you can decide to wake up at 11 every morning and just like oh,
and still be okay.
Let me go quite Craig's, do not know more week. But, sometimes if your husband is generous, it opens a lot of opportunities for you to do your own thing, whatever that might be. So back to the entrepreneurial pursuits. The first thing I think I did seriously was like, the cupcakes, because I love cupcakes. That's like my passion. And then we started the food company with my sister in COVID. And the way it started was so funny, because someone just called and was like, my bachelor,
yeah, guys, cook something.
Gawas is closed. Like, these bachelors need food, And like me and my sister were at home and we're like, well, let's cook, And that's kind of how that started, and it's been a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun because everyone was at home and we were on social media, and everyone could follow it, and it was really growing, and we had all these clients from all over the world. So it was fun. And then that naturally progressed itself to like Emma Gumeni, which was also a great opportunity we were given just to kind of again for the
yes, kitchen.
Brand. Yes, kitchen.
I think I actually bought wings and stuff.
And it was also like eye-opening for me, because it's not like when you start a business, it's easy. It's hard a lot of the time. There were times when I didn't sleep. There were times when I had to really think, okay, how am I going to make this work? And here you have a husband, you have a kid, you have everything else that you're doing. But I always encourage women who are married to men with money to just find something to do, whatever that is.
So you're still running the kitchen, yes, kitchen, farming.
I still bake. I do farm. I started farming last year for my 30th birthday to myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
A present to yourself.
Yeah. I just said.
How's that going?
It was really good. We actually ate one of our mangoes yesterday, which was like, really nice. So yeah, it's a project I'm doing with my sister, and
how many hectares?
8.
Oh, of mangoes.
No. Of like land that I'm doing different things. So I've got like Chibagi, I had my fish projects, I had another animal project that I can't say, and then I had mangoes. Those who know will know.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So we were doing that on the 8 hectares.
Oh, wow.
So it's been busy, and I think for me, I just wanted something at the time to just take my mind in a different direction and to explore kind of different skills and skill sets. Again, teaching me patience.
Teaching you patience.
I don't know. God really wants me to swallow this big tablet. You know what I mean?
And how are we doing with that module, the patience module? How are you doing?
I'm better. Really, I am.
Yeah.
I do. I didn't know patience came with a lot of peace. So, hey, a lot of things don't stress you. Hey, you actually say, it's okay. So, I mean, I'm in a good mental space. I'm happy.
So you recently took also detox off social media, some detox. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, the teas.
No.
Of the detox. Oh, the
detoxing. Yes. You went off social media.
Oh,
for some time.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Gotcha.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, I did.
For how long?
It was about 4 months.
Oh.
It was about 4 months.
Okay.
So
you unplugged for 4 months.
Yeah.
Like off all the platforms.
No, I was on TikTok because I'm addicted to TikTok.
Okay.
But TikTok's not really like, you can just repost videos and like you do voiceovers, that type of stuff. So it wasn't really anything personal to me. But I got off social media, one, to show myself that I could. And two, because I was developing, that kind of unhealthy thing of like, what's getting you doing it? Oh my God. Oh, you know what I mean? And I was starting to say to myself, like, I just don't really want to care about people who I actually don't know, And also I wanted to be more intentional about what I do post and intentional about what I want people to know about myself. So for me, as long as it's a restaurant and it's food, that's fine. I don't post holidays anymore and things like that. I just thought that stuff was creating a lot of pressure in people, and I didn't want to add to that.
Oh, really?
Really, I said to myself, I didn't want to add to that.
So no soft life for you? Posting, sharing?
Posting, soft life, no.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I don't really want to. Don't get me wrong, I will slip up. But I think on the whole and on the average, I want people to follow my page for health and fitness, for, autism related things and small businesses. I want it to be more like content creation rather than lifestyle vlogging, blogging type of thing, which I did before.
Which is good. I guess we all have to be intentional and find our lane and then stick to it. Yeah.
And also I didn't want young girls thinking that, like, because when we post, young girls, we're gonna post, because in and amongst us we have our own wars, you know what I mean? So I'll post and then, okay, well, my bae still loves me, right? And all
he
this
just
stuff.
bought me a ride.
Yeah, and all this stuff. And then, but it's like, what is that really saying to the young girls? You know what I mean? And I don't want young girls to think that if you don't marry a man who can buy you a car, who can fly to the Maldives, your man is not a man. He's a man. Which is why I was very quick to say, like, a man who is there for you when you need him is the man you want and who's going to do what he needs to do for you. In that, Wicknell needed to buy me a Defender in that moment because I'm going to have to 5 years. I'd been blasted, eh? I'd been blasted.
You earned it.
I earned that Defender. I don't need credit name.
But no, I love where you're taking this conversation, because with social media, a lot of young girls, they're succumbing, to the pressure of trying to live up and, trying to look, for that next BSA, doing prep, with someone they know their status, for the sake of, them buying them that ride and going to Dubai, shopping. And the pressure is real, hey?
Yeah,
it's insane.
What happens is, and I was talking to my sister about this earlier, and I was like, I'm really in the zone of thinking. So a lot of girls will see someone like me, right, post in Dubai, and my husband's buying me Gucci, but then they forget the key part, which is, this is my husband. I've been married to him for 5 years. I've got 2 kids with this guy. Like, we've been through ups and downs, right? A lot of people just be like, no, I need to marry Mbinga, and he's gonna change my life. But it's like, yeah, but this is like my husband. It's not like...
Hola, this is my husband.
Hey, he's not some man who I was just like, you'll do. Yeah, nice car, let's go. You know what I mean?
But then that is what's happening on the ground.
That's what's happening on the ground.
If I see them being, they're like, oh, okay, you can do stuff for me. And then we're good to go.
Yeah, and I think it's a bit unhealthy. I do think it's a bit unhealthy. I think my daughter's also getting a bit older. And for me, I just really feel like on social media, everyone is pushing this narrative of, it's all win, win, win. When it's not, you know what I mean? It's not. My husband can't buy me Gucci every single time. I mean, if I go through my chats with my husband, he's always like, you're expensive. You owe him more money. No. It's not like, rub the belly and it just goes, no. Like,
it doesn't work
budgets, like that. Plans. What are you doing? Be intentional with money. What are we doing? What is, there's that side to it. It's not all just...
But then you were also sharing the downside of having a rich man, where you said your mom told you that it's the bee, the honey.
Where there's honey, there are bees that sting. And that's the reality. I mean, some women probably know that worse than maybe I can say in my own situation, where when you are married to that guy who everybody wants, I mean, it must just be a soul-crushing experience, to be honest. Because really, I mean, your man is that guy, you know what I mean? Everyone wants him. And probably in a lot of situations, I mean, if you were like Beyonce and like all these men want to be in and around you all the time, to say no must be hard all the time. Okay. So I'm sure there are a lot of women who really struggle with that. And it can't be easy, right?
Yeah.
But these men are in demand, and they're in demand because they are providing certain comforts and things that people need. Zim is tough.
Yeah, Zim is tough. Do you get in the phone?
You know what?
You were talking about...
Yes. And I want to be honest about this.
Yes.
I don't. I stopped. You know what I realized? I was like, he never passes the test.
You don't get the itch to say, I just want to see. What is he doing? What's happening? Who's he talking to?
But that works in some situations. It's not every... There are some situations where maybe you need to know what's going on. But for me, I said no because You know, imagine opening your husband's phone and it's not even a girl. It's how he's talking about you to somebody. And you're like,
What are you saying?
Nay, like, excuse me? I made breakfast for you just now.
I thought we were good.
I don't know. You know what I mean? So it's not always just women we see in the phone, right? It's other things. And it's also his personal thoughts. And I said to myself, the same way I'm entitled to have my own personal, I'll message my sister, like me and my sister talk every day, right? So I'm calling that you will not. Like just yesterday, we had like 2 incidences. We were firing. And I was like, can you imagine? And she was like, oh, all these things.
Yes.
So people are entitled. And I try to give my husband a lot of like allowance.
And when did you get that peace and to be okay with it? Because for a lot of women, they get that age, you know, to just want to know and
you know
to
what
be
it is.
in
I think,
there.
as my sister would always say, are you going to leave him? If the answer is no, I'm not going to walk away from this comfort. And why are you stressing yourself?
As you getting in, are you finding reasons to leave or to stay?
Yeah. If you're finding, and that's the thing, because if you look for it, you will find it. But even if you know, and then what? You huff and you puff, you're upset, you maybe call someone, pull someone's wig, but give him a week or 2, you're still sleeping in the same bed. I mean,
guess.
it's like, don't get me wrong, I do think there are times when you need to be violent, but and not physical, but like there are times when it's in your face and like it's like, but this is really like, you know, blatant disrespect. But I don't know, for me, I just said to myself, I don't want to know.
What you don't know won't kill you, right?
Not that it won't kill. It could definitely go. You can die. People dying out here.
Yes.
No. But for me, I just said to myself, and then what?
Okay.
I can't change him. And even that, even if you, because if we think, I told you I'm on this thinking vibe, right? If you think about what you find in the phone, a lot of you, the core of you that's hurt is the part of you that wants him to do better. But how many of us can really change someone? And that's what my mom, I guess, you know, I'm in those moments where I'm like, I guess she was right. And why were so many people right? You know, my mom always used to say, you can't change someone. So, and my husband's 12 years older than me. So there's nothing.
So that's a decade and in 2 years older than you. Yeah. Oh, okay.
So, I mean, he's definitely set in his ways. So even if I go through his phone and I'm like, oh, but I don't like it when you do this. But that's obviously who he is. It's like, that's who he is.
Live with that.
So it's either you just accept no animal weaknesses and these are his weaknesses. There's nothing else you can do. So
you love going out, you love traveling, you were in Maldives with your helper, and a lot of people are like, oh wow, that's beautiful. That she also has to go and be a part of the family. Yes. She just say, oh.
We'll be pancake, we prank party now.
Prank party, wow.
Sissy party.
Oh, that's sweet.
Listen, I always say this. I mean, I prayed for her, and I mean it, because I remember when I had John, I came back and I was starting work, and I just said to myself, I remember I said a silent prayer, and I was like, God, let the first person I meet be my son's maid, and I have to leave. And I remember because I was a first-time mom, I was so worried. I was like, I really have to leave this baby in this person's care. Can maybe someone who I would put myself, you know, in their care and not think twice. And then I was really lucky. She came in, it was really simple, you know how Sissy Patty is, and she just did the needful. My mom was kind of like, are you sure you don't want to see other people? And I was like, no.
That's her.
She's the one.
Oh,
on TikTok, they were, she's the one. She's the one.
Oh, and she looks so humble and sweet.
She's sweet.
And it you know, looks as if you guys really get along.
Yeah, and I think I would also say too, women do think, you know, intentionally about who your workers, because they also is another one preview who also helps with my kids. And also having an autistic kid, you know, you want someone who's patient and loving and all these things. Do have workers who make your life easier. You know, because people make your life easier, make your marriage easier, make, you know, your health and
you don't want to have that as a headache, and you know, you're now dealing with a whole lot of things.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. No, that's beautiful. And what else do you enjoy doing? TV? Do you watch any Netflix or stuff? Like, what do you do in your chill time?
I'm trying to read more these days. I said to myself, I wanted to just boost my vocabulary.
It sounds good though.
Yeah, well, I try, but I'm actually trying to
want to expand,
broaden it. I do. I go to bed watching a movie on Netflix. I'm starting to get like addicted to like Korean drama.
Oh really? Are they so good? Weird.
Yes.
I watched Korean years ago, and then when it became a thing,
there's some storylines that are very deep. I do that, and also, you know, because I've got kids at night, we try read to them at night, trying to teach them about Jesus, so watch YouTube videos and things like that. Yeah, and then I'm always like editing some kind of video or on TikTok. Like TikTok's like the thing right now.
You're such a funny person as well.
Really?
Yes. You've always been that person.
I think I had
Like
to.
you're like a happy soul. And
I try to be like I always say that. Like I really try to be like a half full person, a very positive person.
No, that's good.
I do.
Okay. And what does the next chapter of your life hold? What does it mean? What are the plans?
Well, if Bay gets his bag up, maybe another baby.
Oh.
Maybe if I can find the strength.
The third one.
You are the one who said I have to have a third one, right?
Yes, yeah.
So maybe that, but also just maybe more, entrepreneurial pursuits. Maybe seeing what I can do a little bit more with social media. And yeah, to be honest, just working on my health and my wealth and seeing more of the world. That's
I can't let you go without talking about the health part, because you have been working out and very consistent. And I want to know, like, what's the motivation? Because I've been so inconsistent with my workouts.
Do you know what?
I want to be better.
And I was really speaking about this, funny enough, today. I think it's Black women between the ages of really, let's put it like 23 and up. We go through a lot, right? Let's say these men stress us out, relationships, work, all these things. I think it's very, very important to dedicate an intentional amount of time on your being. So your mind, your mental,
like
your physical.
holistic. Okay.
Mind, mental, physical. Like you might not be able to work out every day, but even just checking out with yourself. For me, I enjoy the physical. As I said, I used to do quite a lot of physical activity growing up. So I love taking the time, although it's painful. Shout out Rakudzo.
That's your trainer?
That's my trainer.
How many times a week?
I try to do every day. I
No
try
way.
to. Bad week, I try to do 3. But I do it because, one, I had C-section babies. So, you just have to be strong and active. And then also, I want to look good. I want to feel good. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to be like those moms who, after a couple of babies, you just become like, kind of like those people who just sideline. That's so peaceful, Like, yeah, I want to be
the
hot.
mix of things.
Yeah, I want to be hot. I want to be healthy for my kids. I want to be there to see my kids, and the decisions I'm making now are going to hopefully influence that. So I really take fitness serious.
That is good.
Yeah,
and
I don't
also
take dieting serious, but I take fitness.
do you eat anything and everything?
I like food. That's
You're
why the
foodie.
dieting thing is tricky, because I actually like the taste of food. Like I like touch.
Oh, because you cook.
Not even if it's someone else's food, sis, I'll eat. Like that would be mine.
If it's food, then you're in.
But I think a part of me is really like, I really want, and I really encourage a lot of the women around me to like exercise, like just do something, because even that, when you're walking, you're thinking, you're making your own little bullet points in your mind.
It's important. Yeah.
You're tuning, you're breathing in, you're breathing out. So many just good things you should be doing.
I think that we don't know about Wicknell that you'd want to share with the world. Know something nice. Or nasty, I don't know.
There are only nice things to say about my husband.
Where, the
you guys already know the nasties.
Yes, the misconceptions about him.
He is actually, he has days, but on the whole, on the average, he's actually really a sweet guy. He is like my husband. And I really think, at least he's like 12 years older than me. So there are a lot of things that he does sometimes I don't understand, but they're like so thoughtful. You know what I mean? Like he's someone who, if I tell you right now, I mean, anything my parents need, I might not even thought that far, but he's like, no, but think about your parents. Like, have you done this? No, do this for your sister, help. Like he's very like, I don't even know what the word, he's a man. Like he's a proper definition of a man. He's a provider, wow. He's a protector. Unless he wants to out you, or he's like those things. He's actually like a sweetheart. Although he posts really things that'll make you think he's like a vagabond. No, he's actually very shy, quiet. He doesn't like the spotlight.
Because his persona on social media is something different.
On social
like
media,
shouting
you're
character.
dealing with his thoughts, and his thoughts are loud. You know what I mean? Yes, his thoughts are very loud.
Yes.
But face to face, he's like he loves babies. Like he's that guy who he's just, I'm going to sweets.
Oh wow.
And I'm not saying this because I want people to think that I know, Sonja has a good husband. No. I'm just saying you ask for something that people don't know about him. And that's the truth. He's actually like a sweetheart.
Oh, sweet.
Yes.
And there's something that maybe we didn't ask today about you that you want also to share with the world.
I think I want people to have a healthy relationship with social media. I know we touched on that before, but I really also look at people like yourself and say what you do is not easy. You know, people get on social media and they try to be positive. So I would really just say, in light of my whole theme that I said is of thinking, I think Zimbabweans, let's think, let's take time. We don't have to be so cruel on social media. We don't have to love the negativity. I think right now we're feeding off this really strong negative buzz.
Yes.
Which, don't get me wrong, a lot of us have frustrations. So I understand that. But if people could just be more intentional, even on social media, and appreciative of people who share their life as well as their talents, I think that would be something, although it's not personally, but I mean, I fit in that group. I would say I would want people to really take away, you know, and invest in positive content because, you know, you see even from your numbers, if it's something scandalous, the numbers like, wing. But if it's something that can actually change your health, something that can help someone.
Well, they're not interested. They want the toxic
They don't want to
stuff.
live long. They want to live fast. But it's like, no, you know.
Yes.
So I would just say, just that you don't have to be catty. You don't have to try to destroy people. It's not like this. I think there's a long, my father-in-law would always say, my PhD, my pull her down syndrome. No. I think you don't have to be, just find your inner peace. Find your inner peace, find your happiness. And yes, it doesn't have to be like constant, but in all times, trying to be in pursuit of that. There's a lot of peace in that. There's a lot of patience.
Patience. That's the word.
Peace, yes.
Do you listen to any local artists? And at the moment, which one?
You know what? Who am I really feeling? Oh, what's his name? K-Chaps.
Oh.
I mean, he just really, like, I don't know, you know, because I'm not really, funny enough, when it comes to like Western music, I'm not really big on like R&B. But like for Zim, I really feel like even him and, what's his name? Oh gosh, Shona Prince, that's his name on TikTok.
Takura.
Oh,
Takura is so good. I'm a fan as well.
I really love Zimbabwean R&B. Yeah. I think it's like so. I don't know. It just evokes like a feeling of peace and like really like poetic. I think they're doing a great job. Those guys.
So internationally, you listen to different genre.
Internationally, I'm on my trap music.
Oh, okay.
I'm a piano and all that stuff. But I think locally, I really love the R&B.
Thank you so much for making time. You're such a darling. She's such a darling. Wow.
Thank you for having me.
I really enjoyed it.
I appreciate it. And this is like my first interview, like just on myself. So I appreciate it. And thank you for asking like questions that like maybe you were like, should not? But you did it, and you did it in a very graceful way. So I appreciate that.
Thank you so much. Love you so much. This has been so good. Make sure that you subscribe if you're just, joining our channel and watching this video. Yes. And also share.
Yes.
Remember to share. We will be back again soon. We appreciate you so much for watching. I am V Candy. Remember to pray, to keep trusting God, keep believing tomorrow belongs to God.